What's up, YouTube? So my most popular video by far is the OP Champions You Should Ban in Ranked video that I made quite a while ago. So I decided to make another one because banned champions and the ones that should be banned, they change so often because of the time period. So as time goes on, different champions will become more often banned than what was the usual meta. And the reason is because of Riot nerfing and buffing champions, because of newer champions being released that might be stronger, or new metas being created that favor different champions, and a lot of other reasons like new runes or other buffs or other nerfs. So I'll be using a little bit of LoL terminology here, so if you don't understand this, you gotta look it up. So let's get to it. Today is August 9th, 2012. So the champions I'm going to talk about is for this time period in 2012 on August 9th, towards the end of the summer. And so we want to look at this one, not any of my old videos. So usually the meta for banning champions changes from not week to week, more like every couple months. So today I'm going to be talking about the old meta of banned champions, the new ones, and what I think is going to happen in the future, and a little bit about me and what I know about it and why I have some experience with this. So I've played around freaking over 1,000 ranked games. My friend has played over 2,000 ranked games, and we constantly duo ranked games, so we know a good deal about it. And usually we're around the top 25% percentile range. So we play with the majority of the players play around that elo range, so we're pretty much in the main percentile, so we know what's going on. We see the same bans over and over, so this is what you should be seeing. And the reason why you can't trust freaking, if you're 2300 elo, you can't trust their bans, and I'll tell you why, okay? If you've ever seen a bunch of 2300 or 2400 elo streams, like the top of the top, I've seen numerous streams from the top of the top elo at like 2700 elo, and you can't trust those bans. And you know why? Because you have to wonder, why does it take them 30 minutes to find a ranked game? It's because there's not a lot of people at their level, and because of that, they're going to be running into the same 4 or 5 people every freaking game. That's why they have to wait freaking 30 minutes for one ranked game. That's how long they have to wait outside in queue to find a game. And the reason is because they run into the same 4 or 5 people. And because of that, all their bans are going to be towards those type of people. They know Skarlet only plays these couple characters, so they're going to ban Katarina every game. They're going to ban this champion every game. So they're not banning based on what you typically see. They're banning based on actual players. They're gonna see Darius like every freaking ranked game because no one plays at their level. So if you're watching a stream and you're seeing these random ass bans, it's because they're banning based on player and not based on typical hit percentage. So what I'm gonna tell you guys is pretty much the bans for the freaking majority of players. This is what I see constantly banned every single game for the freaking 10 straight games I've played in ranked in a single day. And oftentimes I'll often see like 3 or 4 dodges before I finally get a game that's set, and each of these new queues I get run into after a dodge, I'll still see the same bans. So this is just my input, and I constantly see these. And the first ban I'm going to tell you guys is definitely Blitzcrank. Now I saw this coming from a mile away. I would always choose Blitzcrank months before they banned him every game. And the reason is because he's the freaking most aggressive support ever. There's only like a couple aggressive supports. Blitz falls in the freaking aggressive support portion. There's super aggressive support, which is Blitzcrank and Leona. Blitzcrank is much better utility-wise, so he sets up a bunch of kills. And then there's the passive support, which is like Sona, Soraka. They pretty much just sit in the back and heal you. So why is Blitz so good against most supports and bot lane? Because he can freaking carry the game, and he's pro late game. His passive pretty much makes him unkillable in most situations, especially early game. And his pulls, most of the time if he lands a pull and you're playing against like a passive support, they'll pretty much be dead before the knockup ends. So it's really hard because if the Blitz has a pink, even if you ward the brush, he's going to pink that brush, he's going to kill your ward, and he's going to have free range to either zone you out, or if you're not zoned out, he's going to pull you in, one-shot you, as long as their AD carry is semi-bursty. So Blitzcrank for sure. There's a lot more reasons, but I don't have time to get into them. And one thing I don't see anymore, as we all know, Kassadin used to be banned every single freaking ranked game. And I stopped banning Cass a while ago because I found out before everyone else that he can be countered so hard with so many champions. I'm not going to tell you the champions because some people still choose, they auto-lock Cass when he's not banned. And I just freaking counter him super hard and he feeds hard. So I'm not going to tell you the counters because I want to keep those secret, but Kassadin used to be banned every game because he typically shuts down typical AP carries. But if you pick him first, I'm going to counter you. And also, he sucks late game. I mean, he's so squishy, and what can he do? Teleport into the team fight and freaking die immediately from like 2 shots from the AD carry? So freaking Kassadin, no one bans him anymore. He used to be banned 24/7. Next ban, Alistar. I shouldn't have to explain. If you don't ban him and you play a lot of ranked, you're going to see why people ban him every game. It's mainly because of his CC, especially late game. He has so much CC that by the time you're unstunned, you'll probably be dead. It's like freaking 3 to 4 seconds of pure stun if he plays it right. Plus summoner spells like Exhaust and a bunch of other ally champions stunning you. I mean, he's OP. Plus he's so tanky and he deals a good deal of damage. So he's a definite ban as of August 2012. What else? Amumu. Honestly, I wouldn't ban Amumu that often, but I see him a lot banned, and I can see why. One of my friends who play Dota 2, he picked up this game after 100 games he started playing ranked. He rose to plat almost immediately by just playing Amumu. And the reason is, 1, because he played Dota a lot before and it's so similar. 2, because Amumu, his AoE CC, his damage early game, and if you play him right, his ganks are really good. I don't understand it himself because his clear times are pretty poor, but he gets banned a lot. Another one is Warwick. Okay, I used to see him banned a whole lot, but not anymore. And the reason is, okay, first off, I have a freaking 79% win rate with Warwick. I play like dozens of games with him, and I still don't play him when he's unbanned anymore. And the reason is because despite my high win rate, it's a freaking bad pick most of the time because he's melee. Even if you buy move speed quints, he can be kited. Sure, he's tanky, but that's pretty much why they pick him. It's because he's not squishy, he can't be bursted down, and his ult will pretty much suppress you for quite a long time. But the thing is, if you're playing against a team that's, tanky with like a long range AD carry, he can be kited pretty hard, and honestly, if you don't land ganks early, he's pretty much useless. He's just like a tank late game. So Warwick, ban him if you want. Don't ban him if you don't want. So another one I used to see a lot was Darius, but after the nerf, I mean, there's so many. I wouldn't say there's a lot of counters, but there's some counters to him, and I've seen a lot of feeding Darius's because late game, if you choose the right tanky team and you get your AD carry fed or your mid fed or your top fed, he's gonna get shut down pretty hard. And his art is nerfed. His ultimate is pretty much crap. I mean, it deals a lot of damage, but it got nerfed. What can I say? What else is there? There is Leona. Leona, I don't see her banned a lot, and the reason is because she has no heal. So a good bot lane will poke, but not get caught. So Leona will not be able to heal. It's like Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank can't heal either, but why Blitzcrank gets banned more is probably because his pulls are longer, his CC is better, late game is better. Leona, I still definitely see her banned often, and definitely if I see a Leona getting picked, she can't really be countered because bot lane, it's a 2-person lane, so you can't really counter pick that much. And she's pretty much OP, so I don't see her banned a lot, but I do understand her bans. I've seen a lot of good Leonas pretty much carrying the game, which is pretty funny. And the reason is because she has 3 stuns and a lot of damage. Lastly, I do see Nautilus banned a lot. Nautilus, the reason is because, again, tons of CC, lots of tanky, decent damage, strong clear times, good ganks. That's pretty much it. I could elaborate, but I don't have too much time, so there you have it. Nautilus, I would say he's one of the lesser bans, but still banned quite a lot. So out of all the bans I've listed, I'd probably say he's ranked 4th or 5th. Oh yes, I forgot Shen. Shen used to be banned a lot more than he is now, but he's still banned quite a lot. Most of the time, it's like this. He gets banned, but when he doesn't get banned, no one chooses him. And I think the reason is because he's pretty much a tank with a good ultimate, but bad damage. He can't do a lot of damage. He's decent versus some top laners, but he pretty much can't do a lot of damage. So that's a minus. So he's pretty much a walking tank with a taunt and a decent global, which is meh. And that's the main reason, lack of damage, personally. There's probably other reasons depending on the player. And Shaco. Shaco and Rammus, obviously they used to be 100% constant guaranteed bans as of several months ago. Now, no one freaking bans Shaco anymore. I see, I think I've played dozens of ranked games quite recently and no Shaco bans. None whatsoever. And the reason is because, I still see occasionally some OP Shaco champions that carry the game, but most of them have to build defensive late game, and even if they do, like, he's pretty much crap late game. Early game, once you get to a higher elo, he can be countered so hard in many ways without even counter picking. One is just to freeze the lane at your turret, thus making his ganks impossible. Another way is just to get a good counter jungler, so you can't be counter jungled by him. Shaco's jungling clear time is pretty moderate to bad, so even with the perfect rune set, I don't think Shaco's clear time is that good anymore. So he's pretty much crap in the jungle too once he can't get any ganks. And then pretty much late game, he's pretty much crap because all he pretty much does is tank for the team, then blink out, heal, and then come back and try and get some kills when no one's focusing him. There's plenty of better picks like Nautilus, who has good CC, tons of good CC, who's pretty darn tanky and decent damage. So all the stuff that Shaco can't do. And Nautilus's ganks are pretty good. And Sejuani, I just want to mention this. Sejuani is never banned, but according to law stats, she is by far the highest win rate to loss rate. And I quite recently played a game versus a Sejuani jungler, and a good jungler can come into the lane so many ways, even if you ward well. Like, you can do it through the lane, you can flash through the river, you can freaking come in after a trade is come in, or buy Oracle. And the thing is, the reason she's so good is her ult. It freezes all of you for quite a while. It has a huge range, and her Q speeds you up, so it closes even more range. And especially if you're playing squishy champions that are like glass cannons, if she lands her ult, you're pretty much dead. So I understand why she's highest win to loss ratio on loss stats, but again, I never see her banned. So that's pretty much it for bans as of now. If you have any other ones, just comment in the underbar. And as for future bans, I would say Leona because of what she does, as I explained. And as for things that I'll never see banned, Eve, even with the freaking buff, Twitch, even with the buff, I used to see him banned occasionally, but not anymore. I mean, his stealth timer is pretty much gone down the drain. It's only like 2 seconds now. KO, I'll never see banned. But Leona, I predict a lot more Leona bans. As for new players, new champions are always banned. Whatever the newly released champion is, people are unsure how to handle her, and oftentimes you'll see her, or whatever the new champion is, okay, right now it's Diana, you'll see them owning in games just because they're new, and new players don't know how to deal with it, but usually you'll see new champions freaking banned all the time. So right now the new one's Diana, you occasionally see her banned. The last one was Zarya. She's pretty OP. I definitely think she may be banned in the future. I don't know. But as for now, I definitely think Leona and possibly Zarya are the future bans. But as of current bans, you guys know what they are. Blitzcrank, Shen, Alistar for sure, Nautilus, and some minor ones, but the main ones, definitely Blitz and Alistar. And maybe a Mumu, not so much Shen or any of the others. So that's it for now, and if you guys have any others, leave them in the comments, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching this whole thing, by the way. See ya. Peace. Subscribe.